Just sending out the link, everyone. Do that shortly. By shortly, I mean right this second. Charles Entertainment. All right. Another one indeed. Thank you for joining, everybody. Isn't today a frabulous day? It's the most American holiday there has ever been. Because it's All Buildings Matter Day. Happy All Buildings Matter Day, everybody. And because of what happened yesterday. I am, of course, referring to my playing Lego Batman, and nothing else possibly good happened yesterday. And also, happy birthday to Alex's aunt. Oh, yeah, it's my cousin's birthday, too. I forgot about that. Connor, you shouldn't feel bad because literally nobody on Earth benefits more from this than his family. Because think about how he acted and how he talked about his family, and then picture how he must have treated them. I mean, he literally said that if his 9-year-old daughter were raped and got pregnant, that he would make her carry the baby to term. He's a demon from hell. Now, of course, I would never advocate violence on this program. Of course. But I don't miss him. I'm not sad that he's gone. And yes, I know that gun violence is gun violence no matter who the victim is, but this is all right. No Fed posting anybody, and that includes me. But I'm not sad that he's dead. He was evil. He was a demon from hell, and now he has returned to hell. Now he's hanging out with Reagan. No, Connor, I don't care if he was different behind closed doors. He was spreading death to his audience. He knew what he was doing, and he he reaped what he sowed. I guess that's how I should phrase it. He reaped what he sowed. I'm sure he treated his family like shit, given that he was a conservative and the way he talked about teenage girls. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a little handsy with his kids. I'm not making a legal claim there or anything, but I certainly wouldn't be shocked by it. Yeah, he was a bastard, and now he's a bastard with a hole in his neck. Sucks for him, I guess, but what are you gonna do? And the fact that it happened the day before All Buildings Matter Day, man, that's what's so insane. Yeah, exactly, Alex. The fact that he saw it as nothing but a job is extremely callous. Yeah, he was a bastard. He knew what he was doing. he would go, like, he claims he wasn't vaccinated for COVID, and he was a fucking dumbass, so maybe he's telling the truth, but I don't think he was. He knew for a fact he's not unintelligent. Well, he's not intelligent anymore because he's dead, but he was not dumb enough to legitimately believe his own anti-vax rhetoric. He knew what he was doing. He knew he was spreading death to his audience. And like I said, he reaped what he sowed. That's what happens. Now, people are speculating. We still, as of last I checked, don't have the shooter. He's still at large. People are speculating about motives. I'm sure that, well, Trump already blamed it on the radical left. The radical left, folks. The radical left. But we don't know what the shooter's motivation was. Given, I mean, a few weeks ago, yeah, you're right, Alex. It is outrageous. A few weeks ago, there was some guy, like one of the mass shootings, because they happen every fucking day, who was literally radicalized by like a Discord satanic cult. So there's a distinct possibility that the dude who murked Charlie Kirk, who made him Charlie Merck, shall we say, that he had some kind of like bizarre esoteric motivation that doesn't fit nicely into politics. If this world doesn't change soon, it's going to end before the sun does. Well, yeah, I got some ideas on how to change the world, but a lot of you motherfuckers aren't going to like them. Yeah, it's. Oh man, Twitter. Twitter was insane last night. Most of the memes I can't show on stream, but they were spicy. And the video itself, honestly, like as much as I said he's a demon from hell and everything, I kind of wish I hadn't seen the video. The video was pretty fucked. I just want to leave Kirk in the past. He is what we can grow beyond. I don't like that framing, Alex, because that implies there was a time we needed him and there wasn't and isn't. He did nothing but make the world worse, and now he's dead for it. So, sorry. That's what happens. Literally, your last words were cynically bringing up racist talking points in order to shit on trans people for an issue they have nothing to do with. Literally, the last thing he said before that bullet entered his neck was, do we count gang violence or not? Because he was trying to blame black criminals or whatever. More like a footnote in this dark chapter, F our history. Yes, F our history indeed. And yeah, it is a dark chapter. He said children dying in school shootings is the sacrifice we must make to protect the Second Amendment. How does he pass? Well, he doesn't pass anything anymore. Gas, driving tests, because he's fucking dead. My guess is that he is currently getting his butt fucked by Ronald Reagan. Or possibly fucking Ronald Reagan's butt, because all those degenerate freaks love all kinds of weird, crazy sex stuff. And Charlie, with those fucking gums of his, you know he got up to some crazy stuff, man. you know that his blowies were really toothy. Yeah, he. You know what? I'm gonna pull a streamer thing. Hyper's in chat. If you saw the video. I'm guessing there's a bit of a delay, so I'll wait a second. Okay, I guess none of you saw the video then. So I'd heard you've been shot, and I'd seen like the opening. Yeah, Alex, it's I mean, I'm obviously not going to show it. Yeah, Alana, I know you saw it. I'm definitely not going to show it. So I'd seen like the opening. I'd seen before the shot. Like I'd seen his head move. So I thought it was like one of those shots where you don't bleed a ton at first. And also, for some reason, when they said shot in the neck, I pictured this side of the neck, but that's not what happened. if you're watching the video, he's talking, he's saying his stupid Charlie Kirk bullshit, and then he kind of tips his head back all of a sudden, and at first it's clean, and then his head lolls to the side, and blood starts pouring out of the side of his neck like a fucking faucet. It was honestly like, oh, geez. Again, demon from hell, but like, man. If he weren't him, I'd feel bad for him, but he is him, so here we are. While I'm here, I'm actually going to find something semi-related. Not any photos, don't worry. No TOS violations on this stream, at least not yet. This is a purposefully low-res image I found. I think that this perfectly sums it up. He looks like goddamn. Which one? It's been a long time since I watched Sesame Street. Is it Bert who's tall and skinny, or is it Ernie? But whichever one's tall and skinny, he looks like him, and it looks really fucking funny. This is about 3 seconds before he developed a neck pussy. Sorry, bad joke. Twitter taught me that one. Bert, thank you. Thank you, Connor. Levy, hello. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I'm glad to hear that you're loving the streams. Thank you. Yeah, this is what Charlie Kirk. This is the last thing he got to. The last facial expression he got to make before he died. And since it's not very graphic and it's only funny if you know the context, I am going to make many a meme of it. Because fuck him. That's what happens. Live a shitty life. People are going to make fun of your shitty death. It was so fucking cinematic. That's the thing I keep going back to with this, is that it was so artistic. To quote Grand Admiral Thrawn from Star Wars, it was so artistically done. Yeah, you're right, Levy. That face does haunt your fucking dreams. He's saying his stupid racist bullshit. I knew he'd be on this. Yeah, I couldn't wait for everyone to show up to start, man. He's saying his stupid bullshit, and he asks his stupid, annoying, racist question, and before anyone can answer it, bam, he dies. He tips. It takes a second, and then someone in the crowd yells out, "Charlie!" And they did so, to quote a tweet I saw, with the exact tone and cadence of the "my leg" guy from SpongeBob. It was insane. It was so, and then they got the wrong guy. Like, Alex, you've been following it really closely. Do we know what's going on there? Like I know we got the guy, and then it turned out it wasn't the guy, and that the guy is still at large, being the guy. But like, what was the story with the guy that they did get? Was he just like a bystander? So, yeah, they got old man Jenkins. Exactly. Exactly, Connor. Yeah, they got nothing? Okay. Because what I heard, sorry, I don't know if this is true because my source was a tweet, but Twitter, at least my Twitter, is pretty reliable. What I'd heard was that when the chaos broke out, the old guy yelled, "I'll do it again," or something, and people speculate he did that to cause a distraction to let the real shooter escape, which would be really fucking funny. He loved the young people. Funny you say that, Connor, because all conservatives are pedophiles, and Charlie Kirk was a conservative, so you can take from that what you will. I heard it was a white-haired Karl Marx who had to be released. I did hear about the white hair and having to be released. As for Karl Marx, I don't know if he was that or if he just hated racism, because Marx was a little iffy on the race thing, but, it was the 1850s. What are you going to do? They fired the FBI guy for Utah a few weeks before. They did. Yeah. I think it was a woman, too, and they fired her because, like, DEI or whatever the fuck. So, like, I don't know if the old guy they arrested and then had to release was, like, causing a distraction. I do know that in one of the videos after the shot, everyone's freaking out, and then there's one guy who's like, "Yeah!" Which, at least he's honest. Love the stream, but I gotta head out and start packing my Spartan Beast. You're insane, but have fun with that. Yeah, okay, so he did say he'd do it again. Okay, because I just heard that from the one tweet. I didn't know if that was true. You can tell my level of professionalism that I've done so much research. Keep informing the people. I will do my best. Or at the very least, I will make jokes at the expense of a dead Nazi. I love you too, Connor. Yeah, so like maybe he did do it on purpose. Maybe the goal was like cause distraction and let successful Thomas Crooks escape. Real killer is still at large, and I don't know if that'll change. Well, the real killer was Charlie Kirk and people like him for normalizing political violence. So you're kind of right. The killers are still at large. You know, I was hoping for an All Buildings Matter Day miracle, but this isn't the one I was hoping for. What I was hoping for, I really shouldn't say hoping for legal reasons. What would have been insane is if Trump died specifically today. Because, like, you know, this great American triumph, whatever you want to call it, happening on the same day as a great American tragedy. And I phrased it that way on purpose so that you can interpret which one I'm referring to which. Oh, yes, thank you, Levy. I did put this shirt on purpose. This is the St. Luigi shirt. I couldn't imagine a random bystander having the instinct to jump into action, cover for the actual killer during a situation like this, but we are making history. I mean, you never know. Like, people are fucking nuts. Like, maybe it was really nuts. Maybe the old guy had his own gun and was gonna shoot and then didn't get the chance. Maybe it's like that scene in the Batman where the Penguin gets pissed at Falcone and he pulls out his gun, but before he can shoot, someone else shoots Falcone and they all look at him and he's like, hey, that wasn't me. That'd be fucking hysterical. DT from a broken heart. More like, well, possibly literally from a broken heart. But I'll get to that in a second. A bunch of influencers are live streaming while plugging their channels. Yeah, I believe it. Hang on. I got to find Trump today. Where's this fucking picture? Where is this goddamn picture of Trump from today? Because Harrison asked how Trump would die. I think this is how he'd die. I got to stop leaving the comments up while I search for other bullshit. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the stroke face, and not the kind you make while you're stroking. That's a whole different thing. Luigi having his court date soon? I think so. I kind of lost track of the Luigi story despite my best efforts because so much crazy shit happened that it got lost in the shuffle. Give me an open image in new tab with the Joker level security. Yeah, you're right. They made him look cool. Like, they made him look cooler than he is, of course. And, of course, he's not cool. Violence is terrible. I would never advocate for violence on this channel. Here it is. Look at this goddamn face today. Look at that. Can I make this bigger? Sorry, I don't want to jump scare you guys, but look at that. Is this right here? Is this what a healthy face looks like? Yeah, they did, Alex. You're right. They had him in the fucking in the metahuman dampening collars from the Flash. Apparently Luigi Mangione has metahuman super abilities. You're right. Though stroke survivor might be a little bit optimistic for his health. Look at that. One half of his face is drooping. And last night, I don't know why I just clicked that. Sorry. Go away. Go away. How do I go back to what I had? Motherfucker. Yeah, he is melting. You're right. There we go. Yeah, he is melting. Well, he's not melting. He's drooping because he's been having fucking strokes. He's sucking on one of Kirk's balls. What fucking balls? He doesn't have balls to suck on. You never did. I don't know how he produced those fucking children. I seriously doubt he got a woman to sleep with him voluntarily. though he is a Republican, so he's no stranger to sexual abuse. He has the best technology in the world. They'll keep him alive. Kojin is another story. I don't think so, Alex. Until recently, that's where I was. I was at the like, nah, he's living to 150 or whatever. I don't think so anymore because he's looking increasingly fucking haggard. He like he's doing that thing. Yeah, voluntary, right? Um, he's doing that thing where he leans forward, which is a fucking huge dementia symptom. Um, he's like mixing up Nikki Haley with Nancy Pelosi. He's saying, "I don't want World War II to start." Um, so he'll match Woodrow Wilson on both heart attack and quality assurance. You know what? For all of Woodrow Wilson's racism and bad decision making, he was interested in nation building, whereas Trump is interested in hollowing out the center of the country and sticking a shop vac in there and siphoning all the money out and leaving it a burnt out pedophile husk like Russia. I have no idea how he's still alive. Well, Alex is right about that. The way he's still alive is that he has infinite money and they can pump him full of like, I don't know, stimulants, adrenochrome. Remember that alpha gel shit from the second Kingsman movie that could like heal gunshot wounds to the brain? They've got him pumped full of that. I got a bet going. Say he lived till 86 as before the stroke. No fucking way, dude. I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he was dead by the end of 2025. I would be flabbergasted if he was still alive at the end of this presidential term. I think you're thinking of the wrong guy. Woodrow Wilson was a lot before Ho Chi Minh. Unless Ho Chi Minh was way fucking older than I think he is, which is possible. I'm not an expert on history. I know of Ho Chi Minh from like the Vietnam War era shit, but that was well after Woodrow Wilson was worm food. Hey, triple alliteration there. Trump, Charlie Kirk video. Who's going first, him or Biden? Until recently, I was going to say Biden. Now I think Trump. Because Biden, while he is slightly older and his brain is also melting and he has stage 4 ass cancer, one, he also has limitless money and the best healthcare in the world. And two, Biden is sort of a health nut, or at least he was throughout most of his life. And that only takes you so far, but it definitely does like buy you something in your old age. Oh shit! Ho Chi Minh was a waiter in Paris during the treaty signing. I believe you. I've never heard that, but I believe you. Stage 9. Yeah, he's got stage 9 ass cancer. Yeah. Fuck you. I don't want to listen to you. All right. I'm playing it on mute because I want to listen to this fucking dipshit's voice. But look at this. Does this look like a real video to you? Like, does this not look like AI? Because it is. This is AI. It's some. I forget what my mom told me it was called, but she was telling me about it earlier on listening to the news. It's like some AI editing program, but that's a still photo that they've put shit over. Like they've put an AI filter over to make it look like he's talking. They put fuck. God damn it. I hate laughing at my own joke. I feel like Bill Maher. They put peanut butter in his mouth to make it look like he's talking, like they used to in the old movies when they needed the dog to talk. Imagine being a health nut and getting ass cancer. So, prostate cancer is actually one of the most common forms. Like, a sizable chunk of men who live long enough or live to be old enough will get it. The better question is, how the fuck did they not catch it before it was stage 4? And that's why I can't wait until after he's dead when they sheepishly admit that he was diagnosed in like 2022 and that they still tried to run him again, and that's why we're in the situation we're in now. I love politics, man. I hate you, Biden, but you gotta admit you one tough SOB. You made it to stage 9. Bro, I can't fucking the only upside to Trump outliving Biden would be getting to hear his remarks at Biden's funeral because you fucking know they're going to be amazing. Also, I don't think I have the tweet on hand, but someone on Twitter pointed out it is almost an inevitable certainty that when Trump talks about Charlie Kirk in the future, he will accidentally or otherwise insinuate that he's stronger than Charlie Kirk for having survived a gunshot. Uh, I can't wait to see that shit. Oh man, when is it going to happen? If it happened today, that'd be really something. So Alex, yeah, the one part where it cuts, I think, is a morph cut. It does have cuts and jitters in it, but his face doesn't move like a human face. It might be his real voice. Maybe they like did an audio only recording, because the voice sounds better than an AI should. But his face was not moving like a human face, and he also wasn't wildly gesticulating with his fucking little tiny hands like he always does. So Trump not gesticulating with his hands is always like a huge red flag. Please tempt people to try again. Of course not. That is incitement to violence, and I don't do that on this channel. I definitely do not ever make jokes about violent incidents. I definitely did not do it 5 seconds ago. Well, yeah, so that's the thing. He was sitting there. He took a photo like that covering his hand because he does lift his hand at one point. His hands move a little. But I'm pretty sure it was either AI or certainly AI assisted. See, the bruising, it's so funny that he's so vain about the bruising because that's just an IV bruise, and he could make up a million perfectly valid excuses for why he got an IV. I mean, like, and he's the president. They probably give him an IV every time he fucking sneezes. But instead, he hides it and lets people speculate, and he puts the worst fucking concealer you've ever seen on his goddamn hand. That Republican makeup meme was so fucking true. It even extends to cover up makeup. So he tends to have that bruise. He seems to get it the same time every month, which is indicative that he's getting some kind of regular treatment. And around that same time a month is when he starts getting inarticulate and like, well, more inarticulate, I should say. And like he starts kind of going farther between farther times between public appearances. I think he does shit when he sneezes. Apparently, like according to Hollywood gossip, back in the Apprentice days, it was an open secret that he like would shit his pants, that he was wearing diapers because he had like coke induced incontinence, which is a thing that happens. They're AI enhancing YouTube shorts to get us used to seeing AI all the time. I think that's what the White House is doing too. Yeah, I'm so glad that bubble's about to burst because AI is devil tech and it shouldn't exist, and we should do the Butlerian jihad. And not the machine war like Dune Prophecy calls it. We're not going woke with this shit. We're calling it the Butlerian jihad. And I say that as if Dune Prophecy wasn't fucking excellent, but it was great. I just wish they had the balls to call it the jihad. Open ad for adult diapers. Yeah, he doesn't realize the money he's leaving on the table. He could promote the fuck out of Depends or whatever. But yeah, I don't want to speculate too much on his health, but I'm going to for the next 20 minutes. I mean, he had that whole thing like a week or two ago where he just like disappeared from the public eye for a fucking week and everyone thought he was dead. And then when he did show up, he looked like a fucking corpse. And he had that weird bulge where his shoulder should be, which was maybe shaped like a cardiac monitor or maybe shaped like a shoulder pad. You know he shits when he breathes. Yeah, so you actually might know the answer because your mother is dealing with this right now with that cardiac monitor. I've never put that thing on. Does it have wires that run down the sleeve or anything? Does it have any kind of thing like that? I know it's for a minor condition, so it might it might not be the same thing. Yeah, even Queen Elizabeth said he had a peculiar odor. I don't even think that's shit odor. I think that's just like he's a smelly boy. And I don't even mean like bad personal hygiene because he's famously a germaphobe. I'm actually, as much as I'd love to make jokes about him being stinky, I'm sure he fucking showers 1 to 2 times a day minimum because he's a germaphobe. So I don't know, man. But why am I fucking trying to describe this shit? I keep forgetting I have the magic internet box right in front of me. Arm bulge. No, not his hand bruise. I want the stupid fucking bulge on his shoulder. Yeah, you're right, Alex. I saw that. He is indeed the world's oldest Make-A-Wish child. He's like he oftentimes is like a 12-year-old if he got to make a wish and become president. Well, this isn't the best picture, but it'll do. Here we go. That's actually not the tab I want to share. Sorry. I didn't realize it didn't jump to the next tab I open. No, I don't want to see a fucking commercial for Ghosts. I don't give a shit about Ghosts. I see the trailers for it every fucking day and I still don't care. Yeah, this shit. Look at this fucking. Now, granted, he could just be a vain little pissy pants bitch baby and want to look like he has broad shoulders, but they're also, and I can't believe I'm saying this about this guy of all people, he could have had some rapid weight loss because of a health thing, and the shoulder pads are trying to hide that fact. He already does wear oversized suits to hide the fact that he's a monstrously fat, slobby piece of shit. So, it could be that. And by the way, I'm not making fun of all fat people when I say that. I'm making fun of him who like basically went into it because he's stupid. Because like if you want to get fat and like you want to eat in a way that's going to make you fat and you go into it with your eyes open, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing morally wrong with it. Yeah, dark woke, exactly, Alex. And Ozempic, yeah, maybe he's on Ozempic. I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't want to be though because he's afraid of like everything. He's afraid of all kinds of medicines and but maybe he is on, as he calls it, the fat shot drug, which god damn it, he still got it. He's still really funny. He's evil, but god damn it, he's funny. The fat shot drug. He tells me he's on it. I tell him it's not working. Which is extra funny when you think and you realize there's like a 70% chance he was talking about Elon Musk. Surprised we haven't heard from him in a while, come to think of it. What's Elon been up to? Elon Musk. You can make fun of people for how they look when they are rotten on the inside. Yeah, that's true. And he doesn't look like that because of like a genetic condition or anything. He actually has rather healthy genes. His father lived to be like almost 100. But he do not at Grok even as a joke. I don't want to be reminded that fucking Grok exists. So yeah, his dad was like almost 100 when he died, though he did also have dementia. But physically wise, he was actually like rather healthy. So Trump has the genes to last a long fucking time. He's just poisoned them with decades of eating like shit and doing drugs and being a piece of shit. Oh yeah, this is what Elon's been up to lately. He's been I really got to put in hotkeys for this. Yeah, he's been saying that the left is the party of murder, which is fucking hysterical because there is no left party. Saving up his pennies to buy another election. Yeah, he's not going to have many fucking pennies by the time the next election comes, I don't think. He Tesla shares have fucking dropped like a fat kid on a seesaw. Everyone hates Elon Musk now, so that's not helping either. Elon is so insufferable that I was actually relieved to not see him in the news as often, even though it meant seeing Trump really often again. Whatever happened to his new party, who knows? It doesn't exist. It was another stupid fucking right-wing grift like all of his are. His blunder let Cadillac take the lead. Yeah, I mean, I don't follow it that closely, but if you're telling me that's what happened, I believe you. I said back when Elon was in the news all the time that Elon is what happens when you find a cursed monkey's paw and you wish for Trump to not be the main character of Earth anymore. Because I made that wish many times. Like, God damn it, I'm so sick of seeing this motherfucker. Can we please have someone else be the main character of Earth? And the monkey's paw heard me and it went, okay. Yeah, I was actually about to say something. I'm trying to remember what it was. Thank you. Thank you for laughing. Yeah, he doesn't have main character energy. He has the energy of like the kid character that a late season sitcom adds to boost flagging ratings. Yeah, I did renounce my wish. I renounce my wish. I need you to give me the stone. Max Lord, I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it? Yeah, so I remember now. So Trump functionally has been president since summer of 2015 in terms of how much public opinion he commanded and how much power that leads him to have and how much media attention he gets. So that 4 years he wasn't president, he might as well have been in terms of how much power he had over the planet. Horror movie on every wish gone wrong in the Trump presidency, it'd be a 15-hour long movie and it wouldn't even be funny. It'd just be sad, depressing. By the way, I'll bring this up again just to show you. I do not believe Elon's height as 6'2". That is fucking bullshit, dude. Is Biden his Medvedev? Remind me who that is. I'm taking that off screen because I don't want to be embarrassed by not knowing this. The tennis player? Is that who you're talking about, bro? Yeah, small violin plays. Yeah, the world's smallest violin is playing as I do this. But yeah, I'm sick of Trump being the fucking Putin's successor and predecessor. Yeah, you're right. He did the swap positions thing that Putin's done like 50,000 times. Yeah, so Trump for a decade has functionally been the main character of Earth. In terms of like how often I hear about him, it's obnoxious. He makes for a great villain for a while, but I definitely have gotten very, very sick of it. I like my cousin. So I won't like say her name or anything because I don't want to dox her. But she just went off to college. She turned 18 earlier this year. She just went off to college. Good for her. You know, exciting time in your life. She was 5.5 the last time we ran an election that didn't have Trump in it. Yeah, dark timeline court, exactly. We would be in the better timeline if Trump had won in 2020, which, by the way, I told you fuckers in 2020, and none of you listened to me, and it turns out I was right the entire fucking time, and I didn't get any credit for it, and nobody's going to listen to me the next time I'm fucking right. Without a Batman, Joker gets boring. Yeah, exactly. There's no fucking Batman to beat the shit out of this guy. What, Joe Biden? Joe Biden is fucking Batman now? Joe Biden is like... Joe Biden is maybe the Commissioner Savage from the beginning of the Batman, the one who's skeptical and then gets killed immediately. Biden is maybe that guy. The movies prove that. The second one. The first one was good without Batman. The second one, you know. Though I do really respect the fact that Todd Phillips, that his mission statement with that movie was take $200 million of Warner Brothers money and set it on fire. And Levy, I don't know which fucking Batman you're saying is the worst ever, but be careful when you answer, because I will ban you if you shit on the right kind of Batman. Because okay, yeah, Joe Biden. Thank you. All right, I thought you were saying that the Batman was the worst Batman, and I was like, no, you're fucking wrong. Yeah, so anyway, my cousin was 5.5 the last time we ran an election without Trump. Yeah, it's not about the money. Well, with him, it's no. With Trump, it is about the money. That's all he cares about. He has no authentic beliefs. He likes applause. He has a little bit of authentic racism, but it's like the kind of 60s style, like, they're not cut out for management, but they can work the assembly line. Whatever, let them in. That's not my favorite, but I respect that choice. Brave and the Bold is a really great show. I think my favorite is still Kevin Conroy from the animated series, but when that's number one, being number two is very respectable. Oh, God, I'm so sick of Trump, man. It's now that I think about it, Keaton is good, though he's not as good as those movies are. But Keaton is pretty good. And yes, R.I.P. Kevin Conroy, even though he died a few years ago. So I was thinking about presidents. ADD stream, everybody. So I was thinking about the presidents in my lifetime, and I realized that for, I think, a majority, certainly by the end of this presidential term, a majority of my life, we've had a president who was a mush-mouthed idiot who couldn't find his way through one end of a fucking sentence to another. Because I was born in 97, so I got 3 years and change. Yeah, he does live forever in my heart, Alex. So we got 3 years and change of Bill Clinton, who, for all of his faults, including some we just found out from the Epstein list, he was a smooth-talking motherfucker. He could speechify. And then we had 8 years of George Bush, who was a mouth-breathing simpleton who couldn't find his own asshole with both hands on a fucking map. And he was more eloquent than a lot of politicians are today, but that doesn't mean much. Yeah, you're right, Alana. So then we had 8 years of Obama, whom I fucking hate for various reasons, but he could talk. We had 4 years of Trump, who's a mushmouth idiot. We had 4 years of Biden, who's a mushmouth idiot. And now we have another, well, not 4 years. There's no fucking way he's making it through all four. Now we have Trump again. So I just turned 28. Merry birthmas to me. Let me do the math. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, so like 11 and a half of my 28 years, we've had a president who could talk. Did I do the math wrong? No, I don't think I did. Somebody who's good at math, tell me if I did it right. Yes, thank you, Levy. Happy birthday. I don't know why I'm saying it to you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I don't know when your birthday is again, but whenever it is, happy birthday. Yeah, so yeah, for the majority of my life, we've had mushmouthed idiots as presidents. Isn't that great? Isn't that such a sign of a healthy, functioning system of government and a healthy, functioning democracy? That like most politicians are dumber than the average person. Like Bush, I remember the Bush years fairly well, and Bush was, oh, then yes, happy birthday indeed. So I remember the Bush years fairly well, and while Bush was dumb, he was kind of average person dumb. He played up his being an idiot for the cameras. Like he went to fucking Yale and shit. And he did not grow up fully in Texas, but he made like the Texas good old boy shit kicker part of his public persona. So he leaned into not being book smart. And he was an idiot, but if I look back on him now, I think he was like the type of like below average intelligence that you meet from real people. Like he could talk. Well, not talk. He couldn't really give speeches, but like you could have a conversation with him. Yes, he was a Nepo baby. You're right. He was. You could have a conversation with him and like understand what the fuck he was talking about. Whereas these stupid political figures now are all like weird, schizoid, antisocial freaks. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, can you imagine sitting down next to her and like talking about the menu at your diner for like 3 minutes without her starting to scream like a lunatic about how the Jews fucking took her bacon away or whatever? I just got this a few minutes ago. Obama could talk and was decent in some areas, bad in others. Immigration, bailing out the banks. He's still the best in my lifetime, but damn what came after. Yeah, it's fucking. When most of the presidents in your lifetime have been Hitler, suddenly Stalin doesn't look so bad. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene is against Israel for the wrong reasons, not because of the whole genocide and, ethno-state, fascist, killing children thing. She thinks that the people in the funny hats are dangerous, when in reality it's the genocidal fascists who are dangerous, and the people in the funny hats just occasionally intersect with them. Yeah, the list goes on. You're right. But yeah, speaking of fucking politicians, I'm sick of Jesus Netanyahu. Ew, hats. Yeah, I know. I've never. I mean, I'm not Jewish, so I've only worn them a couple times when I go to like bar mitzvahs or whatever. But I never understood the little hats. I call them the tit pasties, which is very insulting. But you know what? I don't like religion, so I'm going to say it. The stupid little tit pasty that you wear on your head, and like I don't know. I haven't worn one since I was like 12 because I went to someone's bar mitzvah. Yeah, Harrison. There are also the other crazy hats, which are called something else that I don't remember, and I know that I'm going to sound racist if I try to pronounce it. Yeah, it is to cover your bald spot. I think that's what it is. I think some old Jewish. I think some. Yes, thank you, Alex, for being an anti-Zionist Jew. I think an old Jewish dude like 2,000 years ago was balding and he didn't want to admit it, and they didn't have fucking Rogaine back then. So he said, hey, we got to wear these hats, bro. Yeah, and he said, bro, exactly. He said it exactly as I just did. We got to wear these hats. God wants us to wear hats. Like Trevor Moore used to say, God wants you to wear a hat. God wants you to wear a hat. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but it's a great song. I say a lot. I got to stop saying so much. Here, I'm going to do the right thing and push my mic away while I drink. That's a funny thing. I'm convinced wearing one as a kid is manifesting balding. That would explain why Ben Shapiro keeps fucking wearing it, and he, even though I don't know, he claims to be an Orthodox Jew and therefore would wear it all the time, but there's a lot of fucking shit he does that is not very Orthodox, such as working on Friday or Saturday or whatever the day is, and because it varies depending on the sect. And the whole like, you're supposed to keep a beard if you're Orthodox, but he didn't start doing that till like a few years ago, and he only started doing it then because he finally realized that at age 39 he couldn't make the boy prodigy aesthetic work anymore. I also wonder if he got any plastic surgery done, which is not impossible. These vain fuckers always do this kind of shit. Let me find out. Ben Shapipi plastic surgery. I'm seeing a bunch of TikToks discussing that, but I don't care about that. Fuck you. Oh my god, I forgot about this picture of him standing next to fucking Kermit the Frog and being so tiny. Look how little he is. He's so cute. I want to pick him up and put him in a kangaroo pouch and take him on adventures. He's adorable. Look at this. Jordan Peterson's not exceptionally tall either, as far as I know. Hang on, Ben Shapiro. Let's say 2017 versus today. I feel like there might have been a step in there somewhere, but yeah, he's like not very tall. Hang on. Ben Shapiro 2025. Yeah, so hang on. Let me actually like pull up these images like for real. Okay. Yeah, they're pulling him down to hell. Yeah, you're right. VIP status. Same day delivery, baby. Okay, so this, well, that's not what Ben Shapiro looks like. That's fucking PBS trying to get me to donate now that they lost all their funding. So this is what Ben Shapiro looked like maybe 8 years ago. He's still trying to do the boy prodigy thing, even though he was like, 37. Hang on, how do I switch quickly? Sorry, I'm still working out how StreamYard works. So anyway, this is what Ben Shapiro looked like 8 years ago. And this is Ben Shapiro last year. Do you notice any changes other than growing that shitty beard? Which I know I'm one to talk. I also grow a shitty fucking beard. But do you notice any changes? You notice any like alteration to his facial structure? Any any changes in the jawline, the cheekbones? Oh dear God! Oh dear God! Oh dear Jesus! Oh my God! He's watching me. Yeah. Okay. So it's not me. He does look different. Did he lose weight since his last meeting with Crowder? He might be on the Zemp. He might be on the Ozempic. Yeah, he is a failed screenwriter and capable of self-reflection. Yeah, look at that. He's staring directly into my soul. Look at that shin. Look at him struggling to make that beard look like something real. So yeah, he might be on the Ozempic. He might have gotten some plastic surgery, which image conscious political figures do tend to do that. I mean, we've all seen the Biden comparison photo. Here. That close up is scarier than yesterday's footage. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, see, yeah, okay, he's got sharper features. I'm just pointing out the irony because do we have a decent comparison? Guys, please. 2012 v 2024. I can't find that good comparison photo of Biden and his fucking clone or whatever. Gives me the ick. Yeah, he should, because he's evil. And he hates you. He wants you to suffer. He does fucking resemble Brett Cooper. Brett Cooper does look like him in drag. It's insane. Um, yeah, this'll do. This here. Sorry, Ben, I'm gonna have to take you off screen. But I will put him back up because I find him comforting. I like to know that he's watching over me while I sleep soundly. Can I get the image bigger? Yeah. This isn't the best. This isn't the one I was looking for, but Biden looks different over here in ways that can't really be explained by aging, such as the fact that his hairline seems to have recovered and his face is I wouldn't say less expressive, but it expresses itself very differently. Now, because I'm not a fucking lunatic, I understand that the reason why he looks different is because he's an image conscious politician. Yes, Alex, please. Thank you for reminding everyone to like the stream. So, Biden is an image conscious politician. So, the notion that he's had one or more facelifts over the years isn't really that crazy. But conservatives can never accept a simple explanation for anything because they don't believe in logic or reality. So instead, for them, it's like, oh, he got cloned. Oh, he got fucking killed in 2020 and replaced with a robot. Oh, they didn't inaugurate him on January 20th, 2021. What they did was that they fucking used plastic. They used the face off plastic surgery to switch him and Trump. And so that's actually Trump getting inaugurated on January 20th, 2021, ignoring the fact that there's like a height and weight difference between those two and that doing the fucking face swap surgery wouldn't work. I want to take his face off. But I never noticed. I didn't notice how much he really does look like Hunter Biden, which I suppose makes sense, but that is very much Hunter Biden's face there. Yeah, it's just mainstream thinking now. The notion that that there's like clones and shit. Like, remember 15 or even 10 years ago how hearing shit like that you used to have to go to like the depths of 4chan to hear something that fucking crazy, whereas now you can just like see it on Twitter. Maybe to see it on the news, depending on who the person is. The Overton window hasn't shifted. The Overton window has been hooked to the back of a trailer via the trailer hitch and dragged kicking and screaming. What is QAnon anymore? QAnon is like 30% of the fucking government right now. Minimum. Like, you know, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, I don't know if they're hardcore QAnon guys, but they're certainly not like antagonistic to it. They're certainly willing to use it for their own cynical, nefarious purposes. As the brilliant poet Kendrick Lamar once said, they not like us. They're not. They're demons from hell. They don't fucking believe in things or stuff or reality or facts or reasoning or logic or any of that. They believe in making themselves powerful so they can siphon all the money away and molest your children and kill minorities and suppress women. And as you say, Libby, become podcasters, which allows them to do all of the above, all the aforementioned things. No, actually, that's insulting to us. We'd be more qualified. I wish I didn't have principles. I would be so fucking good at the right-wing grift. I'd be so fucking good at the right-wing grift. I'd be so good at like the Star Wars theory type, like the right-wing kind of nerd culture thing where I'm like bitching about wokeness in my fucking movies or whatever. And see, the thing is that I'm not authentically stupid. Star Wars theory might be a grifter. He might be authentically stupid. I go back and forth. But because I'm smart and my brain works and it's big and my dick works and is also big, I can be really good at making something that is fucking idiotic sound smart by bullshitting my way through it. I did it throughout all of fucking middle and high school. So I could I could do it though. I could do Star Wars hates white men because I could point out like now you notice in the Acolyte that that she fights the white man here and she wins the fight. That's symbolic. That's because Disney is stealing Star Wars from you. Like I could do that and I could point out subtleties and things I noticed that other people don't. Fake stats so easy, just say a number. Yeah, it's true. I'd be so fucking good at the right-wing grift, dude. I wish I didn't have principles so I could do it. I'd be a millionaire within 18 months. I'm not exaggerating. If I today did a why I left the left video and I started doing the right-wing Star Wars grift within 18 months, I would have PragerU or the remaining Koch brother because the other one's burning in hell, or Fox News or whatever saying, hey, we'll slip you $200K a month in order to parrot some of our talking points. I could be Critical Drinker's American cousin, Cynical Drinker. Isn't he also Cynical Drinker? I've done my best to like not watch him, but I see clips occasionally and I just hear the fact that his drunk voice is increasingly fake sounding and he pretty much just bitches that black people are visible. Like he did that video talking about the Minecraft movie, and most of what he complained about was the fact that there was a black woman in it. Which, don't get me wrong, the Minecraft movie is the opposite of art, but not because Danielle Brooks is in it. It's the opposite of art because it sucks and it's written terribly, and Jack Black is evil now, and it implies that Jason Momoa's character is a pedophile at one point. Like, there's a scene, because he befriends the kid, which that in and of itself is not the pedophile thing. Like, they just kind of meet once and have the friendly conversation. And then the kid gets in trouble at school, and he calls. Yeah, you're right, Levy. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Fox News love me till I open my mouth. Yeah, you could lean into the Jewish thing and do like the fucking, and that's why Israel needs to personally nuke every Palestinian baby. Like, you could get them to listen. Anyway, Minecraft movie. So the kid meets Jason Momoa. They have the friendly conversation, and he gets in trouble at school. And so he calls Jason Momoa because he doesn't want his sister to find out. And he says, "Hey, I got in trouble at school. I need you to come to my school and pretend to be my uncle." And Jason Momoa says, "I don't do that sort of thing anymore." What? Why the fuck is that joke in this movie? Are you implying what I think you're implying? Because that's a hell of a thing to suddenly throw into this like goofy man-child character. The fact that he like has an underage girlfriend or whatever. And he was the best part of the movie too. Yeah. I watched the Minecraft movie fucking stoned off my ass on edibles, and it didn't make it any better. Personally, for me, edibles don't make me enjoy, like, getting stoned doesn't make me enjoy things more or lower my standards. It puts me into something that I call limitless mode, and I call it that named after the movie Limitless, because I feel like I'm on the drug from Limitless. I feel like my brain is firing on all cylinders. I can see the hints of everything. I can analyze everything so fucking closely. I can watch Sinners and then suddenly notice shit like, oh, this guy's face is always lit in shadow because he's the bad guy, even though he's religion or whatever. Like it makes me a better viewer and a better reviewer, which is why for certain movies, I make sure I'm on my A game and I watch them stony baloneyed. And it did not help with the Minecraft movie. It also did not help with the Electric State, which was arguably worse because it was longer and kind of more insulting. Let me see if I can find something. Hang on, guys. Hang on, chat. The Do we have like a good photo of it? Ew, his face. I don't know whose face you're referring to because no one's on screen right now. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Fucking Electric State. Look at this. Look at this absolutely horrific Bill Clinton deepfake. Try weed, tone down the ADHD, turn up the tism. I can't afford to turn up the tism, dude. My tism's fucking too high as it is. Look at this. Look how fucking gross this deep fake of Bill Clinton looks. Why is my cursor not on screen? It's. I mean, this movie's fucking terrible for many reasons. That's just one of them. It. Oh, the video skipped back to Ben Shapiro. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. I need to put Ben Shapiro back up. And I stupidly closed that tab. Here, let's put Benny Boy back up. There we go. Benny Boy. Keep the mustache in shot. I know he's proud of that fucking mustache. That's not what I wanted to do. Come on, guys. That's also not what I wanted to do. Here. Fucking StreamYard. Yeah, the peanut face. Yes. So The Electric State is a fucking travesty of a film. I can't even describe all the shit that's wrong with it. I know we throw around AI generated a lot, and I throw around that saying a lot because I did it the other night. But it feels fucking AI generated. It feels like it's gonna be a fun therapy session tomorrow. Yeah, the Electric State feels like what happened if I think the phrase I used was that it feels like it was tailor made for the guy who wrote Ready Player One. But when I say tailor made, I mean like a shitty tailor, like who didn't take the measurements. What is the Electric State, bro? I fucking envy you. The Electric State is that movie that Netflix released like early this year, like February. That's one of the most expensive movies ever made. It was like $330 million budget, I think, straight to Netflix. Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt are the main stars. Um, it it's basically 90s nostalgia and references the movie. Now, granted, Ready Player One was that too, but Ready Player One, for all of its faults, had some kind of story behind it. What everyone knows what the for the stream record, fuck you. Everyone knows what Electric State is. If you're watching this, you got the internet, motherfucker. Yeah, it's funny you say, oh, the Russos, Harrison, because I have lost faith in them. I'm no longer excited for the next Avengers movie because I watched Electric State and I was like, these guys aren't actually good filmmakers. They just accidentally made one or two good Marvel movies. Clearly, like, they needed Kevin Feige. Yeah, I like Ready Player One, the book, a lot, especially. Remember the other night I was talking about how people don't like seeing their heroes have to reckon with their legacies? There's another example is fucking Ready Player 2. Everybody, like, or Dune Messiah for that matter, everyone, like, shat on Ready Player 2 when it came out, and it's like, it's fucking good. It makes the hero have to examine what a piece of shit he was in the first one. Yeah, look, I can make fun of the Wachowskis all day because they've made some shit, but they are artists. God damn it, they are fucking artists, for better or worse. And Ready Player One is sold by virtue of being directed by Spielberg. I was kind of talking about the book, but yeah, the movie's not quite as good as the book. I haven't been able to stomach Marvel since Thor: Love and Thunder. That's so fucking sad because they've made a number of really great things since then that have gotten lost in the shuffle because they pissed their own reputation away. I've not actually seen Speed Racer. I remember when I was 10 that my other friend who was also 10 said it sucked, so I never saw it. But yeah, like Marvel, they've made a lot of shit since Endgame, but then they also made like Daredevil Born Again, which was a fucking masterpiece. And they made Thunderbolts, which was pretty good. And they made Fantastic Four First Steps, which was pretty good. Arguably Deadpool and Wolverine counts, though I'd say that belongs to the Fox movies, not the Disney ones. I have not seen Ford versus Ferrari either, but you have told me many times that it's good, and one of these days I will actually watch it. I'm gonna leave Ben Shapiro's face up till I fucking need the screen again. Fuck you guys. And I'm sorry that you're wrong, Alex, but Born Again was great, despite the fact that it was cobbled together from two different shows. It was fucking awesome. And I know it was awesome because I watched it stoned, and I don't enjoy things stoned if they're not good. Thunderbolts gave me hope. Yeah, Thunderbolts was like, it wasn't great, but it was good. It was a real movie. It had ideas, it had actors. What in God's name did my mom send me? Oh, it's a tweet. I'll look at it later. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I might have liked Fantastic Four more. But I liked it about as much. They were both good. The Weapon? Wait, what is The Weapon? I know what Weapons is. I've seen Weapons. Weapons is fucking great. Any new movies I recommend? Sinners. The first one that comes to mind anytime someone asks Sinners. Sinners is one of the best movies I've ever seen, honestly. Like, that's. I don't know if it's in my top 25 movies ever, but it's definitely my top 50. It's certainly in my top 10 best I've seen in theaters ever. Certainly in my top 10 best I've seen this century. like of movies, post 2000. Sinners was a fucking masterpiece. We were talking about it on stream the other night, actually, when you weren't here. Second, what's the best by the director then? Because I've seen all of, other than Fruitvale Station, which I haven't gotten to, I've seen all of Ryan Coogler's other movies, and they're all good. But none of them are. Sinners wipes its fucking dick with all of his other movies, and I say that as a fan of his other movies. Like, Creed was great, but fucking Sinners makes Creed look like the fucking Electric State. Any horror movies? Well, Weapons. I'm assuming that's what Alex was referencing in the comments. Okay, yeah, it was Fruitvale Station. That's the only one of his I haven't seen. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I do intend to see it. So horror movies I recommend. Weapons was fantastic. Recent horror movies? Let me see what I've watched recently. Like horror-wise. I watched In a Violent Nature the other night. That was pretty good. It wasn't like great, but it was a solid little 90-minute movie. It has one of the most insane fucking kills I've ever seen in a horror movie ever. So I give it extra points for that. You guys ever see Pontypool? Anyone in the comments? Hypers in chat if you've seen Pontypool from 2008? Damn, what have I watched? Okay, so I'm guessing. All right, so Pontypool. It's a movie. It's from 2008. It's a Canadian film. It how do I describe it? So we just rewatched. I'm just leaving that up while I talk about it so that if I ever clip this, it's useful. So Pontypool is a Canadian movie. It's about a guy. Well, it's about a few people, but like they work at a radio station. One of them is the on-air guy. It's not zombies exactly, Harrison. It's similar but different. So these three characters, they work at like a local kind of small town Ontario radio station. He's kind of like a shock jock. And it's almost entirely all set in the radio. Oh yeah, Alien Earth. Fuck yes, dude. And also the original Alien, but that goes without saying. So he's like a shock jock. His name's Grant Mazzy. He's like small town radio shock jock. And it's like this kind of snowy early morning. It takes place almost entirely in the radio station. There's very few scenes venturing farther than like its parking lot. And they start getting word of like odd behavior from people, starting with him on his drive in. This woman that he like, I think he like stops at a stop sign or something, and this woman on the side of the road like runs up to his car and starts repeating the same words over and over again, including the words he then says to her because he asks if she needs help and everything. And then they're getting more reports about people acting like that, and then they start kind of forming mobs, and they turn almost into zombies, almost like what Harrison said. But the virus, it's not a bite, it's not a literal biological virus, it's a psychological one attached to the English language itself. And it starts infecting various people, and eventually it starts infecting some of the characters in the radio station. Like one of them, like it starts as kind of aphasia, like kind of like what I'm doing right now. You kind of start like not being able to get your thoughts out. Like she keeps saying Mr. Mazzy's missing, and she doesn't mean missing. She means like she's asked where he is, and she's like, oh, she means to say in the booth, but she keeps saying missing, and then she just starts repeating missing, 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 missing over and over again, and then eventually starts going fucking insane and starts trying to like eat the other people in the radio station. So it's like a zombie virus that it infects words and not people, and hearing the words infects you, and it only works in English. So it's Ontario, so Canada. Um, the the couple of main characters we wind up settling on, to varying degrees, speak a little bit of French, so they start having to communicate in French in order to not infect each other. It's a very odd movie. It's kind of weird. It's maybe a little more ambitious than it was able to do. Yeah, exactly, Alex. It's a full psychotic break. It's a weird movie. It maybe could have used a little more fine tuning, but it's pretty solid. It's a solid like 4-star letterbox type of thing. It's a really interesting way to do a zombie movie, or I guess a horror movie of any kind. Um, these aren't exactly horror, but there are a couple movies I watched recently. Yeah, the language concept is very inventive. It is like, if nothing else, I will say I've never seen a movie done like it before. This isn't horror, but I recently watched Last Stop in Yuma County, which is like a really 70s style, like cynical hostage not bank robber, but like hostage action movie. Um, it actually is a 70s period piece, which I didn't know till I started it, because nobody mentioned that, and then I'm watching it and I'm like, why does nobody using their fucking cell phone? Oh, right, it's 70s, because like the cars are old, but that's not that crazy, and the fashion is universal enough that it took me like 10 minutes to realize, oh, it's a 70s movie. I just thought like, oh, the guy has a slightly old-fashioned haircut, like it doesn't, because it's only from like a year ago, the movie. But yeah, it's like, there's those like shitty rest stops out in the desert. It's one of those. It's got the gas station and the diner, and several different groups of people wind up trapped there because they're all low on fuel. It's the last gas station for 100 miles, and the fuel truck's late. So they're sitting around the diner waiting for the fuel truck, and then two people show up who robbed a bank that morning, and they have like 500K in cash in their trunk. They're waiting for a fill up so they can flee to Mexico, and they take two of the initially there's only the two characters there. They take them hostage and they tell them don't let on that anything's going on when other people show up. So it's this kind of like psychological cat and mouse game of the two people who know that they're hostages, like trying to decide, do we make a break for it? The phone line has been cut, so they can't do that. um it's a really interesting like psychological movie, and then in the third act kind of explodes into a Tarantino-esque like action shootout. It reminds me a lot of like Taking of Pelham 123. I love when people make movies because they have a story to tell instead of a deadline to meet. Yeah, I know, right? Guns and Moses was interesting. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. Let me find out what the hell it's about. Guns and Moses. Um, oh, I like some of these people. All right, I'm going on Letterbox to find out what the score is because that's the only place I really trust. Guns and Moses. That's got a score of like an average score of 3. So, all right, I'll give it a shot when it's on streaming. I guess it's like a crime movie, Alex. Like a kind of gangster movie, like an old-fashioned one. Okay, so what else? Honey Don't. I saw. I know Connor, you and your fiance didn't like that one, but I did. I didn't like it as much as the previous one that guy made, but it was pretty good. It had some awesome fucking nudity in it too, which is not the reason to watch a movie, but it's definitely icing on the cake. No pun intended. Oh, Restless. This is a good one. Here. Yeah, you didn't like Toxic Avenger. I haven't seen it yet. I heard everyone else liked it though, so I'll probably still give it a shot. So Restless, I'll bring it up on screen here. Here, I'll get rid of Ben Shapiro finally. I'll show you some some mercy. Oh yeah, that's just my review. Yeah, so Restless is this woman, she you know those like terrible fucking duplexes that they have where there's like a shared wall. So she lives in one of those. Her parents before they died lived in the other half. She's like in her 40s. Like, you know, she's her son's off at college, so she's like an empty nester for the first time. And that house next door, the one that used to be her parents, has been vacant for years. So she's used to it being vacant. And then new people finally move in. You know, cool, whatever. But it's like this fucking lunatic party animal guy. He has like the most absurdly loud parties all night, every single fucking night. And when she like politely asks him, "Hey, can you stop this shit?" He like turns into a fucking huge asshole with her. Like, he's not exactly physically threatening her directly, but he's using the fact that he's taller and bigger than her to intimidate her. So it's this kind of like it says right here. I don't know why I just did that. She's kind of like it's another like psychological cat and mouse game. She just kind of is looking the feud between them starts accelerating, and like then her cat disappears and she's convinced he has something to do with it. So it becomes this kind of psychological thing of like, how am I going to get this motherfucker to stop disturbing me? Because she's not sleeping at all either. So like the sleep deprivation starts to drive her insane because he's so fucking loud that she can't sleep anywhere in the house. At one point, she winds up just like getting in her car at 2 a.m. and driving to an empty parking lot and sleeping there. So it doesn't like, I know it doesn't sound that interesting, but it's so well executed. And it's just a tight little 90-minute movie, nothing more, nothing less. It's solid. I really recommend it. And Connor, I know you typed this a minute ago, and I'm finally responding to it. Original Spider-Man trilogy is returning to theaters. I'd be more tempted by that if I didn't own all three of them on disc, but maybe I'll see them because I know one of them is like the alternate cut of two. Property is decayed to a point where no one else in the cul-de-sac can sell their home. True. Yeah, I can close that now. I've talked about Woke already, I believe. Actually, wait, did I talk about Woke? Okay, Woke. I know some of you didn't see it, so I'll go through it. I found this movie on Tubi called Woke. It's from 2024. By the way, there's like 70 different movies called Woke, and half of them are from within the past 5 years. So finding the right one is going to be hard, which is why I'm bringing this up today. No, I didn't find it today, but I think I talked about Woke like the other day when I was streaming. Woke, as my review says, makes the new War of the Worlds look like The Godfather. I've told some of you about this privately, but not on stream. It is the worst movie I've ever seen, I think. It's like Birdemic, and I say like Birdemic because it also uses the camera's onboard mic to record the dialogue because that's how low the budget was. It is so bad. Can I make the poster bigger? Yeah. This fucking guy, it doesn't really come across in still image form, but he is the weirdest looking motherfucker on earth. He never opens his eye, or he never closes his eyes. Like his eyes always look like this. Hang on, I'll make myself big to show you. He never does anything else with his fucking eyes. That's what he looks like for all 90 minutes of the movie. Here, let me reshare that. Yeah, he's just a weird looking dude. So, oh yeah, and as you can see, Eric Roberts is for some reason in it. No, he's actually worse than Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro can at least sound like a human being. So Eric Robert in the opening scene of the movie, this white woman is her car's pulled over because she's got a flat tire, and she's trying to call her husband, who's Eric Roberts, even though he's like 4 times her fucking age. But I guess he's her husband. So she calls him. She's like, "I got this flat tire," and he's like, "I pay out the ass for fucking car insurance. Why don't you call AAA?" And she's like, "I don't want to wait for AAA." And it's in the park, like she's pulled over next to the park. So there's people running by, and there's a couple of black dudes jogging, and she's like, "Oh fuck, there's black people coming," because black people are of course the most terrifying force on earth. Melanin is fucking horrific, apparently. And one of these black guys, in an act of being compassionate to a fault, sees this woman with a visibly flat tire, and I think he's even on the phone, and he hangs up, and he says to her, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, my mother would kill me if I let you change this tire by yourself." So I think she already had the jack out or whatever, but hadn't used it. So he starts jacking the car up for her, and she's saying, "No, don't do that." And he's like, "No, I insist. I have to help you. I cannot let you deal with this flat tire by yourself." Like, he should have just left, but he's being very nice. He's just a perfectly nice, intelligent, articulate, as the racists say, black man. And Eric Roberts, who's her husband, because she's on the phone with him, shows up in his truck, and he's like cursing the fucking black dude out, and he whips out a fucking gun. And the black guy is like, "All right, I'm getting what's going on here. I'm just gonna leave." So he's starting to leave, and then like Eric Roberts is still yelling at him, and at one point his wife distracts him, and he accidentally pulls the fucking trigger and kills the black guy. Not a city guy, I bet. Yeah, well, apparently not. So it opens with Eric Roberts committing a fucking hate crime, and it's a big fucking story, as it usually is in real life. And there's like this successful black lawyer, like his personality is that of one of those like scummy daytime TV like billboard lawyers, but he seems to be like an actual fucking lawyer based on what his house looks like. So he's taken the legal case pro bono, and he's got a daughter who's in college. She's really the protagonist of the movie, which, by the way, you would not guess from the opening. That's this woman here, this woman who's like 3 feet tall. So she's the daughter of the lawyer, and she's at college, and she meets this fucking dude. And despite the fact that he's like a weird schizophrenic antisocial creep from word one, she instantly falls in love with him, and they start a relationship. He's also like several years older. Like she's I think a senior in college, and he's like finishing law school and has his own business and apartment and everything. So he's at least like 3-4 years older than her, which isn't like that bad, but it's a little weird. So, they have this relationship, and then it turns into Get Out because he takes her home to meet his family, and then they want to kill her because they're racist. It's Get Out, but like worse. Oh, and his father is Eric Roberts. Now you may wonder, so that means Eric Roberts is the character that means his father is the guy who committed the hate crime. No, because we meet his mom, who is not the wife from the opening scene. She's a much more age-appropriate wife for Eric Roberts, and also like super fucking passive-aggressively racist to her name is Sky, which is spelled Sqiai, which they specifically do so that the white lady can be racist about it. So now you're wondering, wait, why does Eric Roberts, does he have 2 wives? Is this like a Mormon thing? No, he plays a dual role. The dad has a twin, and that's the guy who committed the hate crime. And how do they reveal this? They kind of don't. There's not like, because they had such a small budget, presumably, there's no like reveal shot where a second Eric Roberts walks into frame and you go, oh fuck, they just all of a sudden start having a scene where there's Eric Roberts sitting in 2 different spots in the room wearing 2 different sets of clothes, and they've got like a body double they shoot from the back so that you can't tell it's not Eric Roberts. Like, it took me a fucking while to figure out what was going on, because it was so. They don't reveal this till the last like 5 minutes of the fucking movie. By the way, it's so the way they lit this movie, the instructions they gave the lighting guy were clearly take every single light in whatever room you're in. Don't bring your own lighting kit. Take every single light in the room, turn all of them on max power, and point them all at whoever's talking. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of it. Woke movie 2024. Screenshots. Okay. So this is one of the better look. This is probably the best looking frame in the movie is right here. Yeah, like that barely competent framing. Not stage lights? No, Alex. There are no fucking stage lights in this movie. Or if they are calibrated wrong. Because this just looks like they turned on whatever overhead light was in the room and put the camera directly underneath it so the light casts directly onto the forehead. You see this forehead shine? This is like a tenth the forehead shine you get in any shot in the fucking movie. And that's a good sign for you. No tomato meter. That's how little fuck people gave about this movie. It is. Wait, it's on Peacock? Wait, hang on. Is that true? Because I had to watch it on fucking Tubi. Please tell me that's true. Please tell me it's on Peacock. No, I don't want to watch it right now. Just tell me if it's fucking on there. Is this the same movie? Yes, it is. It's on fucking Peacock. That's awesome. Here, I'll switch which tab I'm sharing so you can see. Like, I'm not gonna play a clip because copyright, but it plays the silent little. Like, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but you can kind of tell what I'm talking about, right?
Take a break from the little friends for a few days.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot about this part. That shows how important it was to the movie. Yeah, I know, the audio, right? So near the beginning, her friends are like, "Yo, this guy's a fucking huge piece of shit. Why are you with him?" He's like, was it recorded by a leftist? I don't know what this movie's fucking politics are. It almost seems like an anti-race mixing movie because the message seems to be if you get into an interracial relationship, the white people will kill you. That is insulting to reality TV, and I say that as somebody who hates reality TV. So, anyway, at the beginning of the movie, her friends are like, "Yo, this guy is a fucking dismissive asshole. He treats you like shit. He hates your life. He's controlling. You showed up to his apartment 5 minutes late for your date, and he told you to get out because he was fucking mad that you showed up 5 minutes late. He's a fucking huge piece of shit. Why are you with him?" And she keeps kind of like saying reasons why she's with him that aren't saying anything. Like, "Oh, he's the type of guy I want. Oh, you know, he's dedicated to his career. He's punctual. I get that." And then like 50 minutes into the 70-minute movie, we find out that they've got like a fucking BDSM 50 Shades of Grey thing going on. Like she likes when he makes her call her master and shit, and he like tells her what to wear for their meetup so he can like fuck her. And it's like, wait a minute, you're putting up with his fucking shitty, terrible behavior because you like him smacking you around in bed? Like, you know, you can find a fucking lefty dude who'll smack you around in bed, bitch. Oh, and now that the preview stopped playing, this is what this is the other woman. This is the more age appropriate woman who, and I don't want to be mean to her, but the makeup they gave her does not flatter her. Why is Eric Roberts in this fucking movie? The man was in The Dark Knight. Imagine being in The Dark Knight and then being in this. Also, imagine the fact that your daughter is Emma Roberts, which I'd forgotten, and your sister, which I had remembered, is Julia Roberts, your much younger half sister. I think we need more of that. We need more like celebrity like actresses who or actors for that matter, but let's just say actress for simplicity. We need more cases of like a really successful actress who has like an insane older brother who's also an actor but will do literally any fucking movie. I don't think it is prosthetics. I think it's just terrible fucking makeup. And the makeup is terrible because on the black woman Sky, there's her eyes look so fucking sunken in some of the shots, and it varies dramatically depending on which scene, that they must have like not had a professional makeup person, because there's one where she looks fucking sick. Her eyes are so sunken. She looks like she's fucking sleep deprived or something. But I know she wasn't sick because you can hear her voice, and her voice sounds normal. And there's no fucking way these people had the budget for ADR. I forgot Eric Roberts was in The Expendables because I did my best to forget that movie exists. And Sean Gunn will not do anything. Sean Gunn has his weird little shit he'll do, and being willing to do anything for a check is not inherently a bad thing. Like Ray Wise is like that. Ray Wise will do anything for a check in like the ego death sense. Like he does not think he's better than a project. He has his rate, and if you can pay it, he'll show up knowing his lines. It doesn't matter if that project is the biggest action movie in the world or a shit awful direct-to-video Christian movie. If you can pay his rate, he'll know his lines. And Eric Roberts is like that too, but in like the shitty way. Like in his case, it's like he'll show up kind of knowing his lines, mostly sober, can kind of deliver dialogue, because I feel like he was fucking shit-faced when he shot at least some of his scenes in this movie. Oh, and I didn't tell you how it fucking resolves. Here, I'll tell you that much. Let me bring up a visual aid to demonstrate. Image and new tab. Fuck you. Here, you know what? I don't care that it's blurry. That'll do. So, this woman here, whose name I forget, the one in the background, she had the best screen presence in the movie. Like, not that she's like a great actress, but she at least had some like energy to her dialogue and performance. So, and you can see here she has a gun. So when her friend kind of goes dark when she visits her boyfriend's family, she's like, she and the black dude who was in the promo thing, they're the main character's friends, and they're like, all right, we got to go rescue her. So they show up at the house, and she reaches into her glove box and pulls out 2 handguns, and she says, which do you want? And the guy is like, yo, I don't fucking know how to use a gun. I'm not touching that shit. Even the poster looks cheap with the compositing. Yeah, I mean, I can Photoshop better than this, and I'm terrible at fucking Photoshop. That's why all my thumbnails are default things. So the dude whose name I forget, who by the way is clearly in love with the black girl, and they never do anything with that. So he's like, I don't know how to use a gun. I'm not doing that. And she goes, all right, more for me then. So she's got like a gun in each hand, like fucking Jango Fett, which by the way is not how you use guns in real life. She tries to get into the family's cabin, because of course it's a fucking cabin out in the middle of nowhere, and they shoot at her, and she gets hit. Like, first of all, the blood splatter effect is literally an iMovie default effect, and second, she gets hit like here, like somewhere that's bad to get fucking shot, and is lying there like motionless, unconscious, bleeding out. And the other friend is like, fuck, and he bails out. I think he tries to get the cops. I don't even fucking remember, even though I watched this movie like last week. So at the end of the movie, they've got the main character like hostage in the house. They're about to fucking kill her. And then the other black girl comes in dual wielding the guns with 2 big black guys in ski masks, body armor, and with assault rifles who are never identified. Their presence is never explained. They just walk in, boom, 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 save everyone. And the blood splatter, the iMovie blood splatter effect has moved from here to here. There's just like a small blood stain on her sleeve and she's got it wrapped up in gauze. They never explained who her fucking backup was. Like, I guess I can logic out that she knows people who have guns, I guess, but that's not how you make a fucking movie. I had a film professor teach me once that if the audience has to logic out something like that, you've got a problem. Like, if the audience has to logic out, oh, this is supposed to be the grocery store, because, like, you couldn't get a real grocery store, so you had to mock one up. Making movies is fucking hard. I've done it. Like, I know how hard it is to make your friend's dad's vacant storefront look like a sports memorabilia store. I've done it, and there's a reason that we only shot it from certain angles. But we still made it look okay. We still made it such, this is on no budget as a student film. We still made it such that the audience, the second the movie starts, goes, ah, yes, a sports memorabilia store. I want to admire these people for their audacity, but I can't, because what they made was so shit and so devoid of any originality or, like, political messaging, or coherent political messaging at least, or characters, or anything. Like, there was nothing in this fucking abortion worth watching. It wasn't even bad in ways that are funny. It was just awful. It was just the worst movie ever. So, I guess watch it if you hate yourself like I do. Because I do fucking hate myself, apparently. I subject myself to this shit. But, it's really fucking bad. And the other recent thing I watched, I'm just going through like the last week and a half here, which I'm not going to get too into because it's deserving of its own fucking segment next stream, is War of the Worlds. I watched the new War of the Worlds. I loved it. It was the worst movie ever, and I loved it so much. But it's late as fuck, and Peacemaker is on, and I need to shower, and I want to get high and watch Peacemaker. Making a movie is like any stunt. When you pull it off, you're applauded, but when you fail, you look like an idiot in front of anyone. Or everyone. You know, that's not entirely true, because I've seen movies that failed that at least had something. Like, Escape from LA. Like, that movie isn't good, but it has something. It has ideas. It had something to say politically. And it's John Carpenter. He only gets so shitty, except for Vampires, which is pretty fucking bad. But anyway, I want to go refill my water and take a shower because I'm a stinky, stinky boy. Yeah, but even if it had something, we didn't realize it until 2 decades later. Yeah, that movie isn't good, but we were a little unfair to it at the time. We didn't really talk about 9/11. Probably because there's not much to say because it was 24 years ago, and I don't want to get my channel nuked right when it's beginning by making 9/11 jokes. So, other than calling it All Buildings Matter Day. Yeah, hour and 40 minutes. I indeed can do math. Thank you, Alex. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Happy All Buildings Matter Day. I hope that you are feeling about Charlie Kirk's death the way that you should, and that is what I will say for legal reasons. Take care. I will be doing this again next Tuesday and Thursday. I plan on making this the regular thing every week. Good night to you too, Alana. Thank you. So take care. I don't know. I didn't mean to put that up, but thank you, Alex. So good night to you too, Harrison. Take care, everyone. I'll still be textable if anyone has my number and wants to text me. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Goodbye, everybody.